Good day, everyone. Welcome to our tutorial. So today we want to talk about how to do data exploration using BardAPI. So we want to find out how can one use BardAPI to connect to their data and then use it to analyze all their data, do the explorations, if all the answers that they want to be answered using the API. So for the API, we are going to use a Python package which was created by Daniel, which is called BardAPI. Yeah, here's the link where you can access it. I'm going to also put the link down the video there so that you can access it. So here is so Daniel created an API or a Python package that will be able to return a response from Google Bard through that API. So it's more like a trick that was done there, but it's very, very helpful, which means that if you want to use a batch API through your product, do those queries and stuff like that, you will be able to do that. So it's a very, very useful Python package, and this is the documentation in terms of like how you can use it. But I'm going to also show you how you can use it. So what's not shown in this um, um, documentation is how you can then connect your data and other things. Here, it's just showing you how you can make use of the API and connect maybe through your system or something like that. So I then went on further to explore in terms of like adding the part where I can connect my data, just in case I want the API to help me analyze my data or explore my data. So this is useful for all data analysts, data scientists out there, or anyone who works with the data that would want to get insights easily from that data by just typing what they want um, to understand in terms of like their data. Okay, so the first part is to install this package, and this is how you install it. You use pip install but a API, and then once you have installed it, you can then open it using your Jupyter notebook, or you can use Google Colab. You can use your system or whatever application that you would want to use. So let's go right into our Jupyter notebook, which is in VS Code, and see how this works. So, okay. So here I have the code that we are going to experiment with. So first of all, we have um, we have our file which I named main, and then we are going to use each other data like always. If you remember the tutorial that I did before when we used a ChatGPT 3.5 turbo for data exploration. So here we are going to use the BardAPI. I think you will see how or which ones is giving more insights or more relevant information. So I think for you to compare the two, which is ChatGPT 3.5 and Bard, you can watch the video that I did previously, and then you compare the two. So here I then tried to also create a Streamlit app so that maybe you'll be able to query or do your data analysis through an app, but it was showing some errors, which I'm going to try to figure out what's going on. But I think it's about the format of the response that you are getting from Bard and how it's supposed to be presented on Streamlit. I'm going to show you that later once I'm done showing you here. So so here this is where you then write your code. So first of all, you have to import your BARD, and then you have to import your OS, and then since we are going to work with the data, you have to import your um, you have to import pandas so that you'll be able to import so that you will be able to work with the data. So the first part here is more about importing um, uh, the dependencies that we want or the packages we will use. Okay, and then the second part, this is where you put your API. So if you look at uh, but API, it shows you how you come up with the API. Here I didn't put my API here because I just want you to see the API. But let me try to show you how you can you can where you can find your API. So what you can do is you right click, inspect. Okay, so after inspect, you click this double arrows and go to application. Once you are at application, you go to cookies, and then after cookies, then click the link that is named https bard.google.com, and then once you are there, you then go to this let's do for yeah, it's number 5. Okay, and then you take this value. Okay, so take value that is on number 5 there, which or take the code that is under dash secure 1PSIT. So you take this one, this value here, the value that will be coming up here, but on this one. The reason why I'm not clicking this one is because I don't want you to see my API value. So you copy that one, you click that one and then copy it, and then you then come and paste it here. So once you paste it here, you will then be able to use your BardAPI API key. If this is not clear, go back to that repository that I showed you, where you can see also how you can take your API. If you face any challenge, please put your question in the comment box or in the comment box down there, and then we can help each other. So once you put your API, you can then move on to importing your data. So here I'm importing my HR data here, and then I put a header. I just wanted to show just the first 3 rows so that I can see. So let's run this. Okay, so this our first 3 rows so that we can just visualize our data. So once you do that, then the next part is like you are now, you can now ask Bard in terms of like all the questions that you would want. So in this case, maybe let's ask it before we ask the questions. I want to explain more here. So input text, this is where you are going to enter your questions or the things that you want to explore about this data, this HR data that we've imported. And then here, this is the function that then allows you to get answers from BARD and then into your data. So where I then added in terms of like connecting your data is I connected the data here. So previously you could just put your question inside get answer there, as you shall see in the as you see in the documentation here, that you were supposed to just put get answer and then you put your question here, and then it give you an answer. So I then thought about how can we then connect our data and then get responses based on our data. So that's why I then put input text here. so that it's separate, so that I then have to call it here using using these f strings, um, so that I have to call it here. So here I'm calling input text, whatever question that I'm going to put here, and then that question would then be, I'll then add a text that's saying this data, and then reference the data that I then want the responses or the answers to be based on, or that I want BARD to learn from. And then I then say print the results or print the answer. Okay, so if here, for example, I can give it a question to say, uh, give me details about the first employee. Let me say using, so that when I say using, and then it will finish by this data and then reference the data. So let me run it. Okay, so this is the response. Okay, so but it's saying the first employee in the data set is a 41-year-old female with a college degree in life sciences. Okay, let me go down so that you'll be able to navigate this side. Okay, she is employed in the sales department and has been with the company for 6 years. She's married and has two children. She's a high performer and has been promoted once in her career. She is satisfied with her job and her work environment. She is a team player and is always willing to help out her colleagues. She is vulnerable she's valuable, sorry. She's a valuable asset to the company. She's an example of a successful employee. So you can see how Bud is putting into context the first employee in our data set. Okay, so the first employee, this is the first employee indexed 0 here. So this is 41 years old, works, which is a college degree, as you can see here, in life sciences. She's everything. So but is able to understand exactly the context of our data, and it's extracting information that is critical to tell a story about the first employee or any employee from within our data set. So imagine you are you are an HR officer or HR person or a person that works in the HR department. As an example, I'm just giving HR as an example because we are using HR data here. And you just want to know about certain employee, and here you have combined all the data for all your employees, or maybe you've connected all your data sets together so that you can create a profile which includes performance, trainings, everything, all the details about the employee, and then you want all that information to come out in a summary. And just imagine the story that Bart is telling us. It's very, very detailed and excellent. And then it then gives you a more detailed summary here. So this is the power of BARD API when we combine it with our own data. So let's paste here so that we ask another question. Give me details about let's just say let's look for details about all the employees. Give me details about employees that work in this company. Let's see if it can give us a summary. Let's say give me a summary. of the employees. Okay, like this. Let's try to frame it like this. Just want to see if we are asking the right question. Because sometimes we then have to ask the right question so that it can give us the correct answer. So it's running, I'm sure it's learning. Okay, so yes, so sure, here is a summary of the employees that work for the company using the data you provided. Number of employees, they are total of 1,470, which is correct. Age average, the average age is 38 years old. The youngest employee is 27 and the oldest is 65. Just imagine these details. I'm sure I didn't get these details when I was using when I was using ChatGPT. I'm sure. And then the majority of the employees are male, which is 55%. The female employees make up 45% of the workforce. Education, majority of the employees have a college degree, and it's giving you in form of percentages. Imagine, okay, the most common educational field for the employees is life sciences, etc. And it's giving all the summary. So here the output is truncated, okay, or so our output was cut short because it couldn't then go down there. But all the information that we want is here up to attrition. The attrition rate for the company is 10%. This means that 10% of the employees leave the the company each year. Imagine, imagine. So all these details you're getting them by just um, one query, and then you get all these details. Imagine you're writing a report. It's almost like you just copy all this information, you paste in your report, and then you edit a bit, and then you're done, and it's just a minute or so of the work. So imagine the work that is going to simplify for you. So let's copy again, and let's ask further. We want now to go uh, deeper. Maybe let's so we've been told about each variable basically here. So we now understand about the variables, but remember our goal maybe is to understand what's causing employees to leave the organization. So we want to see the relationship between attrition and the variables that are within our data. And remember, our data, it includes variables such as business travel, costs of hiring department, all those ones, environmental satisfaction, performance, rating, etc. So we want to see if BAT can help us to do to come up with, to analyze the relationship between attrition and these variables. So let's ask it a question, okay? Um, so let's ask it what is the statistical relationship between let's say business, or let's say gender and attrition using, so that's then say using this data, or maybe let's do this. Let's put it here. Let's put our using here, and then let's analyze. Let's see the responses that we are likely to get. The statistical relationship between gender and attrition in the data you provided is that there is a significant uh, difference in the attrition rates between males and females. In the data, 10% of the males have left the company, while only 5% of the females have left the company. They This difference is statistically significant with a p-value of 0.001. This means that there is less than 1% chance that this difference could have occurred by chance. Okay, there are a few possible explanations for this difference in attrition. One possibility is that males and females have different reasons for leaving the company. For example, male may have likely to leave the company for a higher paying job, while females are more likely to leave the company to start a family. Okay, another possibility is that males and females are treated differently by the company. For example, males may be may be more likely to be promoted. They are given more opportunity to see. So you can see uh, the detailed information that BARD is providing here. So and then overall, the data suggests that there is a significant difference in the attrition rates between males and females in this particular company. However, it is important to note that this data does not provide any information about the reasons why people leave the company. Smart, 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 smart. So you can see that Bad here is very smart. It's able to analyze the relationship between attrition and gender, give you possible reasons. It is, but then and then give you a summary or a conclusion that you know what the relationship could be there, but you know what the relationship could either be there's no like it's saying that the relationship is significant, but the data does not show the reasons, and for sure there's no reasons in our data to tell why people are leaving the organization. So let's do two more, and then I think we would have explored the possibility or the power of BAD here. Let's what is the statistical relationship between what else? We did age, we did gender, I mean. Let's say department. Department and attrition. Let's see the responses. Okay, the statistical relationship between department and attrition is that the sales, um, let's scroll down. The sales department are more likely to leave the company than employees in the research and development. Okay. And you can see it's calculating the chi-square, um, uh, chi-square distribution, giving you the p-value, and what the p-value means. Okay. Um, Okay, you can see, as you can see, there are 100 employees in sales department who have left the company, while only 50 employees in research department. The difference is statistically significant. Imagine there are a number of possible explanations for this difference. One possibility could be sales are more likely to be offered jobs at other companies. Another possibility is that employees in the sales department are less satisfied with their jobs, etc. So just imagine these insights that you'll be getting. So you can see that you can get more insights from just when you want to do when you want to find the relationship between attrition or what's causing attrition or what's causing employees to leave this organization. Um, let's now maybe try to ask it to give us just the overall insights that is getting from this data. What 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 are the general insights can you derive from this data with regards to attrition. We'll then do another question which does not have anything to do with attrition, but let's first do one with regards to attrition. Let's see what Bard will give us. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so here are some general insights that can be derived from the data with regards to attrition. Okay, employees who are older are more likely to leave their jobs. This is likely due to a number of factors such as retirement, family obligations, or a desire for a change of pace. Okay, employees who travel frequently are more likely to leave their jobs. Employees who are satisfied with their work environment are more likely to leave their jobs. Employees with their salary, one employees who are not satisfied with their salary are more likely. Okay, employees who are not satisfied with their manager, company culture, etc. Is about to generalize it to specific. Okay. Uh-huh. All right. I feel like I think these ones could be from this data, but somehow I have a feeling that it then generalized the response. It may not include, it may not necessarily be being derived from this data. Let's try to ask it another question. What General says, let's end here. What are the general insights can you derive using this data? Hmm. And let's see. Maybe I think this would be our last question. If you have other suggestions, please play around with the model and then let us know what are your findings. Here are some general insights about that can be derived from the data. Okay, so it's giving us summaries. There are some additional insights from the specific trends. Okay, the average salary for employees in research and development is higher than the average salary of employees in sales. So as you know, on top there, we found out that people in sales are living more than people in research and development. So this could be the reason why they are leaving because their average salary for employees in research and development is higher than those of those in sales. Okay, very, 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 very interesting. The average salary for employees with a master's degree is higher than that average salary for employees with a bachelor. Okay, average salary for employees with 10 or more years is higher than, okay, which means people are compensated by education, they are also compensated by years of experience. The average attrition rate is higher for employees who have been with the company for less than 5 years. Okay, these are just a few insights that can be derived by looking at the data in detail. It's possible to identify trends and patterns. So yeah, I think you can see that that is it's very, very smart, and it's very, very possible that um, you can use BAD to analyze your data, any of your data. So I showed you how to connect your data with the BART API and then use it. So I would want to know what you think. Please leave your comment in the comment box. Like, comment, share with some of your friends, and don't forget to subscribe, guys, such that you show that these videos are helping you or they are interesting, so that we can keep on um, uh, producing more videos. Otherwise, from me, Benjamin, thank you very much. Enjoy your day. Goodbye.